Hey guys, Adam here, the Roof Strategist, and today we are going to talk about how to make sales, roofing sales, and generate your own roofing leads without having to go door to door. And this is especially relevant right now as the coronavirus is plaguing the US, getting people all freaked out and having the economy react in a not so pleasant way. So let's begin. In my previous videos, I've talked about using direct mail, very targeted direct mail that anyone can use. So as a salesperson or as an owner, how to use simple, personalized letters to send to targeted addresses to get them to call you to set a lead. Now, I did a video called my Under the Radar Sales Letter where I drove around and identified homes that were not yet done. So maybe it was the house in between two that had been roofed and I could target those. You might want to work an area where you look on a storm swath and you see, hey, here's a fringe area. I know they haven't been worked yet. That's an opportunity. Or better yet, working a fringe area where you know people have been denied or underpaid. Or best of all, how about you're doing an install right there and you want to hit that house, that house, that house, that house, and that house because it's relevant and you're in the neighborhood. Here's how you do it. So let me ask you this. You're at home, you get an envelope just like this, handwritten, okay? Blue ink, handwritten, looks like this. Do you open it? Of course you do. You're curious, right? You know that it didn't run through a machine. It's not like stamped on there with a roller with a return address and looks all corporate with a plastic preview window that goes straight in the trash. This gets opened. This is what I teach in my Under the Radar Sales Letter. Now, I did another video on how to find homeowner data. So if you do have the address and it says 427 Roger Street, right? You can enter that information on the city assessor or county assessor's website and get the homeowner data to write it on. So here, Sam Smith, right? Boom, done. So when you do that, you can personalize these letters. Otherwise, you can write Dear Homeowner or Dear Neighbor. Now, when you use these, what you want to do is get very specific on the address. So instead of spending your time out canvassing door to door, which might be tough during this time of the coronavirus, you'll drive through and collect addresses really, really quickly and write them down and then get back to your office and use these letters. Now I'm going to pick up what just dropped and I'll show you exactly how these work. So there are a series of letters in my marketing battle pack that look like this. You'll notice they have yellow. You just fill in the blanks, okay? You fill in the blanks just like that. And you click print and you use them just like this. Now, I personally sign them. You'll notice here at the bottom that you can sign them with blue ink. Blue ink, the reason I had someone ask me, well, why do you use blue ink? The reason I use blue ink is because it shows that it's authentic, it's personal, right? This isn't just some generic thing that was run through a printer and mass mailed. It shows that you actually did it. So you print out the letter, and I'll walk through kind of how this works in a minute. You print out the letter, you put your business card in, you fold it up, and you stuff it in the envelope. So when someone opens it, they read this at the top. It says, I stopped by a few days ago after leaving my customer's house on Roger Street and missed you, but didn't want you to miss this. And then it says, Dear Homeowner, and it's a personal letter explaining who you are. So we have one for I stopped by, right? So this, by the way, is the letter that you would use when you are canvassing, if you are, and you left some material at the door. Which, by the way, this might be a time going door to door with the coronavirus that you use your time at the door to leave some other letters. By the way, I have other letters that are designed to do that in my marketing battle pack. So here's one. Here's one saying, I drove by your house as I was leaving a customer's when I noticed this and wanted to bring it to your attention. By the way, this letter is great to modify for retail. And again, captures their attention, explains who you are, how you can help. Here's that other one. Want to kick that roofer off your doorstep? This is a letter that's great to send when you're working ground zero and you know that someone's just been hammered by roofers non-stop. You know, you show up, you're like, you're the 27th, you're the 60th, you're the 80th, right? This is a great letter to use on those times. And again, fill in the blanks. Here's another one. Courtesy notice for neighbors on or near Roger Street in Lafayette, Colorado. So again, during the install, it's a courtesy notice. This is a great way. If you're doing that install, right before the install, you mail these out and you hit the homes in earshot to let them know that you're doing the installation at the neighbor's house, okay? These are super, super powerful tools. The point in this, you're welcome to craft your own. In fact, I had a guy, sorry guys, it's windy, I gotta stuff these in my pocket. I had a guy who reached out and he says, Adam, I couldn't afford your stuff, so I did it on my own. I've killed it. He saved himself from bankruptcy because he generated so many leads. The stuff works. Now, if you do want to make the investment, you're welcome to use mine. Again, they're tested, proven, backed by my 100% money back guarantee. Whatever you do, whether you're in a position to purchase the stuff or not, you have the strategies. You You know that you should mail after you stop by someone's home. You know that you should mail during and before an installation in the neighborhood. You know you should mail to penetrate a neighborhood that's been saturated with roofers. You know you can drive by a home that hasn't been done yet and mail to them. You can create all of these different reasons to write a super personal letter. So again, whether you use my stuff or not, the important part is to make it very relevant and very personal. Not generic, not, hey, we're a roofing company and I can help you save money on your roof. None of that garbage. It needs to be specific. Hey, I drove by your house and I noticed this. Hey, I'm working on your neighbor's home and I wanted to offer up my services, right? So you make it super specific. This is so critical right now because when we talk about time and money and leads, you're gonna see a 1 to 5% response rate on these letters, okay? 1 to 5%. So 1 lead for every 100 letters. But guess what? Everyone freaks out. Man, that's a lot. How many doors you gotta knock? How long does it take to drive to the neighborhood? Go knock the doors, get rejected. If you're sitting there and you have good data, you have good addresses, or you can use Google Maps and get them creatively, you can send these things, print them out, hand sign, fold them up, stuff, label. 30 seconds, no time at all. And if you get really targeted, I've seen people have a 30% response rate. Send a few letters, get some calls. It all depends on how targeted and how specific you are. So here's tip 1. Again, whether you're watching this now during the coronavirus craze or maybe even years later, this is such a valuable way to generate leads and to go alongside your multi-touch marketing from leaving a letter behind. And if you are canvassing and if the coronavirus hasn't impacted your market to the point where people are super freaked out, this is a great time that when you show up at the house and no one's home, you can leave a personal letter. Now the reason everyone says, well, Adam, should I take all the stuff I got from you and have it designed? And I say, hell no. The reason for that is when you're pulling into your own home and you see all that stuff hanging on the door, right? Overproduced, flashy ink, free inspections, picture a hail ball impacting a shingle. What does it say? It screams, this is marketing material, and everyone is gonna grab it and throw it right in the trash. But if you find this piece of paper folded up, stuck in the door, what are you gonna do? You're curious. The first step, just like when I teach door-to-door acing your pitch, what's the #1 goal? Start a conversation. Use an open-ended question. Think of this as starting the conversation. It slipped in the door, and they're like, oh, what is that? The conversation started when it gets opened. Then they begin reading. Now I have them engaged, right? So that's why I say don't use that overproduced stuff. You can leave a letter behind. You knock, no one's home. You send a letter in the mail. Then when you show up again or you send another letter or you call or you see him outside, you can say, hey, my name's Adam. By the way, I call it warm door knocking. You're giving yourself a reason to be there. Then it's not like, I have no idea who you are. It's my first time in the neighborhood. This pitch sucks. I hate it. It's cold. It's hard to get out of the truck. You have a specific reason to be there. Hey, Adam here. You know, I left a letter at your door and I mailed you something the other day. Did you get it? Great. And they're like, oh no, oh, it's totally cool. The reason I was working on Kelly's house here on Rogers Street and boom, there it is. You have your in. So again, you're giving yourself a reason. So whether you're in fear mode on the coronavirus, you're not knocking doors, or you're layering this on top, direct mail is one of the most powerful and underutilized strategies that door-to-door salespeople and roofers and canvases aren't using. And I encourage you to use it. So drop those comments. Let me know how this is going for you. Click like if you like this video. It tells me to make more like that. And subscribe for new videos every single Tuesday. There's links in the video description to everything I just talked about. Check out my marketing battle pack. I back it by my 100% no BS money back guarantee. If it doesn't work for you, email me. I can either walk you through what I think you might be doing wrong, or I'll happily refund your money. I want to make sure that you're happy with everything you get. Thanks for being part of this channel. Stay tuned for new videos every Tuesday.